Hi, my name is Yi-ting. I'm very glad to have this opportunity to present my dissertation research here for you. And my topic is about what social economic factors of the village movement. My research goal is to find the social economic factors of the establishment of the villages. And here, villages does not mean that the geographic unit we thought. It is actually the name of a type of non-profit grassroots community organizations that helps people aging in place. This village organization, they providing non-professional services to older adults, including driving or educational events and some home repairment services. The purpose is for when people getting older, they don't need to move to somewhere else, such as their children's house or retirement communities. They can just stay in the place where they already live in. The uniqueness of these villages is that they are established and operated by the seniors who are already living in the neighborhoods. So it is basically a user-driven model, and the villages runs on volunteerism, membership fees, grants, and donations. The first village is started in Boston in year 2002, and after that, people in other area hear this idea and they like the village concept, so they built their own villages in their neighborhoods. So as a result, as you can see on this map, there are more than 300 villages established, including those low-income neighborhoods. And in addition to United States, there are also some villages in other countries, such as South Africa or Australia. And also villages, they operated independently. So this means all the villages are not one overarching organizations with many local branches. Instead, villages are many independent small organizations in different areas. And the operating model of the villages are also quite diverse. Some villages, they registered as an independent nonprofit organization, while some others are affiliated to other organizations, such as senior centers or churches, government agencies. And also some villages use the hub-spoke model. Here is the example in Portland metropolitan area. You see it seems there's quite a lot of villages, but actually they are all registered as one single village with its headquarters deal with all the financial and the paperwork with many local branches located at different neighborhoods provide services. So compared to other aging in place models, the villages, they are less depends on governmental resources and are more adaptable to various geographic settings and the social circumstances. There are also things called village coalitions. While I mentioned that villages are independent organizations, they do participate in village coalitions for sharing experiences and the resources. And here are the example of the village coalitions, including the global one called Village to Village Network and some regional village coalitions. The biggest one are one in California and another is in Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. My research question is, first, why have the villages started and grown in the last 2 decades? And second, are the neighborhood with specific culture, educational, or demographic features are more likely to establish their villages? Third, what would be the factors that to make a village sustainable? To find out the main answer, I use mixed method that includes spatial regression and the case study on some villages, and also a ground theory study on the Washington metropolitan area. And the way I used to identify villages in United States is from the list provided by village coalitions. That is include the global village coalitions and the two biggest regional village coalitions. For the spatial regression part, the dependent variable I choose is the number of villages in a particular area. And since my analysis unit include the county and the census tract, so that means the village number in one county or one census tract unit. Also, my independent variables are socioeconomic variables suggested by the research hypothesis, those such as educational level, income, or local culture of that particular geographic unit. Also, for this quantitative analysis, I did village survey to all the United States villages. That the question include asking their services areas, volunteer sources, and the partnership relationships. And more than 100 villages responded to this survey. And here is this table is about the case study on several villages. They are chosen based on my research hypothesis, which include the villages in the areas with lower income or educational level, or the villages that have higher proportion of members who are ethnic minorities, and also some villages that runs on spatial models, such as the hub and the spook models I mentioned before, or the villages that are affiliated to other type of organizations. I look at those villages' funding processes and the operating models to have a more deep understanding about their funding factor. And the next is ground theory study is focused on the Washington DC metropolitan area to answer how people take care of older residents in their communities, and what role do the villages play within this. The reason I choose this area to study is because first, it have highest density of villages. And also this area also have high ethnic diversity and a large wealth gap. I did many semi-structured interviews to the organizations providing aging services in this area. Those include minority groups, faith-based groups, regional coalitions of aging service organizations, local foundations, and the government agencies. Although now I'm still working on my data analysis, there are some primary findings I want to share to you. First is that village became a replacement of the faith-based community centers of a traditional society. And it is particularly true in more urban area where people no longer have faith-based community centers. And the second, village is the way for older adults to pursue life of autonomy and the meaning for this. Third, village serve as a platform reconnecting interpersonal network within neighborhood. Most volunteers are from, at least it's supported by the fact that most of the volunteers of the village are from within the neighborhood. And this reconnecting become stronger during the crisis. Finally, for and operating the villages. It also helps people to build their own villages. This is my presentation. Thank you very much for hearing your comment questions. Thank you.